Hello, basketball fans, and welcome to the Waco High School Gymnasium for District 18 5A basketball battle between the Timcats from Temple High School and the Lady Lions of Waco High. The starters for the Timcats being introduced to the crowd here, they include number 13, Jacayla Dilworth, number 23, Chadrika Pickett, number 30, Willasia Burleson, number 31, Keisha Dilworth, and number 44, Corin Grovey. Tamara Sanders is the head coach of the Timcats. They come in the district leaders at 9-0 and 23-5 on the season, and a victory tonight will assure them of the district championship as they are 3 games ahead of their closest opponent, which is the University Lady Trojans, with just 3 games to play after tonight. The Waco Lady Lions are coached by Bervin Brown with assistant Shamika Massington. Their starters tonight include number 11, Edtasia Cortez. She's a sophomore and has been among the leading scorers for the Lady Lions during district play. Then number 12, Parisha Cox, a senior, and also senior Janisha Mosley. They have been stalwarts in this Lady Lion basketball program for the last few years. Number 20, Tamara McWhorter is a junior, and number 33, Katura King, a freshman. Those are your starters for the Lady Lions tonight. They come in at 11-18 on the year. They are 3-5 in district play. They still have an outside shot at making it into the postseason. The district standings has Temple on top at 9-0, then University at 6-3, followed by Rudder at 5-3, then College Station's at 4-6, A&M Consolidated at 3-6, make that College Station at 4-5, and Waco at 3-5. They have the same number of losses as the 4th place team, College Station, so they still have a chance to get into the playoffs, but they pretty much have to win out, including tonight against the district leader. The Lady Lions have 4 games left on their schedule, including this game tonight. They win the opening tap. Mosley at the top of the key, looking to drive into the lane, pitches it out into the corner. Shots put up and good. A 3-pointer scored by Edtasia Cortez, and the Lady Lions have an early 3-0 lead. All blocked by Mosley and picked off by Cortez. And the Lions go running. Parisha Cox looking to get it into the lane, pitches it back outside to Mosley. Another 3-pointer on the way. This one's off the mark by McWhorter. And Temple running with it the other way. 3-pointer off the mark by Grovey. Waco on the run. Shot put up and in. Heck of a play by Parisha Cox to get the basket. And will also go to the free throw line. Looking to make it a 3-point lead and jump the Lady Lions out to a 6-0 advantage. Off the mark. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay Waco ball. Played 1 minute of the 8-minute first quarter. Mosley unable to get that one to go, but gets her own rebounds out to Cox, and Cox drains the tray. She's got 5 points, and the Lady Lions are up 8-0. Good job of running the floor by the Timcats as they get their first basket on the lay-in by Jacayla Dilworth. Makes it an 8-2 contest. Lady Lions doing a good job of passing the ball around against a man-to-man defense. Another 3-pointer is good by Cortez. She's got 2 3-point buckets, and the lead is 9 points at 11-2. Now Waco hustling down court to try to keep Temple from getting across the timeline. Good job by Cox to knock the ball out of bounds and slow things down. Shot put up on the baseline, no good. Rebound fought for, and they're going to give it to Temple. Say it was off Waco High's McWhorter. Burleson to inbound the pass. All the way out to Kayla Dilworth. Good bounce pass to Grovey, and Grovey has two and makes it an 11-4 contest with 5:55 left to go, first quarter. Mosley on the drive, gets it off to McWhorter. She drains a three. The Lady Lions are deadly from three-point land right now and up by 10 at 14-4. Lady Lions running a man-to-man all the way into the far corner. A three-pointer is off the mark. Good job of getting in for the rebound by Grovey. She's going to be fouled as Takira King picks up her first. First foul of the game for the Lady Lions. They'll send Grovey to the line. She misses the first one. 10-point lead for Waco at the 5:28 mark. Grovey gets that one to go. Mosley drives to the hoop, gives it off, and it's good by King. The freshman gets her first basket of the night. It's an 11-point lead now for Waco High as they steal the inbounds pass. Mosley from three, off the mark. Good rebound underneath by Dilworth. Quickly the Timcats go down the court and lose the ball out of bounds, but it's off of Waco. Mosley forced that. Substitution for Temple as Brianna Sigler checks into the game for Pickett. Again, a drive on the baseline. Pitch it back out. Come all the way to the top for that. They had called 3 seconds in the lane on Temple. Caught Grovey camping out in the lane. 11-point advantage for Waco. The 4:45 mark. Driving to the lane, McWhorter's partially blocked. Sigler got the block there. That shot will fall for Sigler. Her first basket off the bench. 9-point game at 16-7. Waco's jumped out to an early first quarter lead. Three-pointer, good. Barisha Cox. Fifth three-point basket of the quarter by the Waco Lady Lions, and we're halfway through the period. Temple going to try the three. It's just off the mark, and McWhorter's there for the rebound. Gets it off to Cox. Temple gets back on defense quickly. Cox out to McWhorter. Over to Mosley. Mosley directing traffic, goes to the right side, pitches it underneath. Shot no good by King. Back outside it goes to Cortez, and she's got her third three-point basket and a timeout called by Tamara Sanders, the head coach for Temple, as she wants to find a way to stop the Lady Lions from draining threes. 6 three-point baskets, that's 18 points from outside the arc. 22-7 is our score. It's a 15-point lead for Waco. At the timeout with 3:34 to go in the first quarter. When these two teams played earlier in the year, Temple came away with a 66-30 victory at the Temple Gym. Waco just 8 points shy of the total amount they scored in 4 quarters against Temple the last time these teams played. And we're still in the first quarter and got most of it left to go. In the quarter to Ziegler. Nice bounce pass inside to the baseline. Good job of following her shot by Burleson. Still can't get it to go. Temple can't buy a basket. Waco's hitting everything they throw up. The ball goes out of bounds off Waco. Temple will inbound. Burleson triggles the inbounds out to Ziegler. Stolen away by Waco. Good hustle by Cortez. Quickly down court. Baseline shot cut off for Takira Young, who's checked into the game. Mosley looking to penetrate. Will go from the free throw line and hit. First 2 points for Janisha Mosley. Makes it a 24-7 contest. Make that a 17-point lead at the 2:50 mark. Thought about the three. Ziegler gets it down in the corner. Finally, they bounce pass inside. Shots put up and no good, but a foul is going to be called on Waco's McKenna Kendricks, who's checked into the game. That'll be her first. That's just the second team foul against the Lady Lions. It'll send Chadrika Pickett to the line to shoot a pair. Off the back of the iron. Checking in for Waco is Tiana Ebron. Coming in for Temple, back into the game as the starter, Jacayla Dilworth. She'll give Walasia Burleson a rest. Next free throw is good. So Pickett gets her first point of the game. Waco trying to break the press. Foul called on Waco's 55, McKenna Kendricks. That's her second. She pushed off to try to get to the basketball. 25-8 our score with 2:25 left to go first quarter. Thought about the three, pulls it back. Grovey gets out to Keisha Dilworth. Ziegler to Dilworth. Back to Ziegler. Good movement of the ball. They finally get off a decent shot by Pickett, but can't get it to go. Waco runs with 2 minutes to go in the quarter. And a 17-point lead. Mosley goes to the free throw line. Puts up a shot that's off the iron. Temple rebounds. Pickett, cross court to Ziegler. Gets it off to Grovey. Grovey will put up a shot at the arc, no good. Temple tried to save it from going out of bounds, but Dilworth is on the line. Parisha Cox going to come back into the game for Waco. Going to give Janisha Mosley a rest, I believe. No, Mosley's going to throw in the ball. It's going to be Ebron that's going to go back to the bench. Minute 30 left to go, first quarter. And Cox loses the dribble and turns it back over to the Timcats. Again, Temple undefeated in league play at 9-0 and could sew up the district title tonight. But Waco making a strong showing here. They want to make the playoffs. I believe they're going to call that foul on Edtasia Cortez. That'll be her first. It is on Cortez. Fourth team foul against Waco. Pickett at the line. She's now 0 for 3. Cortez will get a rest. The quarterback into the game for Waco. Pickett hits the second. He's got 2 points. Waco looking to break the press, goes off the Temple. Cox inbounds to Mosley. Mosley thought about spotting up for the three. Now she'll drive in. She'll put the shot up, no good. Temple runs with the rebound. Burleson gets it off to Ziegler. Ziegler will spot up for the three and miss. Good job getting the rebound by Dilworth. She'll pass it back out to her sister, Jacayla. Inside to Burleson. She's cut off by Mosley. Ziegler again for a three-pointer. It's off the mark, and it goes behind the backboard out of bounds. 34 seconds left in the first quarter. Waco trying to extend their largest lead of the night, or extend it back to their largest lead of 17. I guess actually they could make it 18 here, can't they? Maybe even 19 with a three-pointer. They've been deadly from three-point land. Cox with 10 seconds to go, gets a block, gets free for the three-pointer. It's off the mark, though. Sigler with the rebound for Temple, running with it with 2, 3. Shots no good. And that's going to be the end of our first 8 minutes. So after the first 8, Waco with a 16-point lead at 25-9, thanks to 9 points, all from three-point land by Adtasia Cortez. Marisha Cox has 8 with 2 three-point baskets. Then McWhirter with 3, King with 2, and Mosley with 2. I'm missing a free throw on my card somewhere. Either that or they say that Cox hit that free throw. They got 25 for Waco. I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 for Temple, with Corinne Grovey with 3 points to lead Temple after the first quarter. Back to play for the second quarter of action. Temple slowing it down a little bit. Saved from going out of bounds, but Marisha Cox has it. She'll go to the backboard. Jump shot no good. Out of bounds off of Temple, off of Waco. Marisha Cox is going, wait a minute, that should be my basketball. Two points for Jacayla Dilworth, gives her 4. Cox backs it out, gets a little help. Ebron with the shot, no good, but Waco has the rebound. Come back out top to Cox with the bounce pass to Ebron. King almost lost it out of bounds and ends up losing the basketball and turning it over. 25-11 our score with 7 minutes to go in the first half. Dilworth won't take that open shot. Burleson goes in with the left-hander and puts it up and in to get her first basket of the night. And a timeout called by Waco. Well, Temple has tried to answer back a little bit with the first 4 points of the second quarter here. After tonight, Waco has 3 games left on their schedule. This game being recorded on Friday, January the 26th, for replay on Waco ISD TV. Next Tuesday, the Lady Lions will travel to College Station. Then 1 week from tonight, they'll have their final home game of the regular schedule as they'll take on Bryan. Then they'll finish off across town at the University High School gym against the crosstown rival Lady Trojans. Those are the 3 games remaining on the schedule for Bourbon Brown's girls. Temple looking to trap in the back court. Coming back to help is McWhirter, but Temple ends up stealing the basketball, but Mosley gets it right back, and she's headed to the backboard. Now she'll pitch it out to Cox, who'll throw up the 3. It's not there. Mosley with the rebound, gets it off to Cortez, and she drains the tray. She's got 4 baskets. They're all from three-point land, gives her 12 points. Quickly on the run, Temple gets it down court. Cox is going to pick up the foul, but she's going to make sure that Pickett doesn't get the points. She'll have to get it at the free throw line. First foul on Marisha Cox. 4th team foul against the Lady Lions. I got 5 actually. Yeah, now he's showing on the scoreboard as 5. Pickett misses the first one. think it gets one more chance here. No good on that one. And we get another foul. Mosley's going, I didn't do anything. But that's who they're going to call it on is Janisa Mosley. That's her first. It's going to send Burleson to the line. Malaysia Burleson, 2 points in the game. Her first chance at the free throw line. She's good with that one. They're 4 of 9 from the free throw line right now. Mosley gets the rebound and will take it down court. Tries to get it into the corner to Cortez, but that is knocked away by Jacayla Dilworth. Mosley looking to penetrate. Pitches it back outside to Cox. Cox hits the three. Felicia Cox with her third three-point basket of the night makes it 31-14. That's that 17-point advantage that Waco had earlier. Nice block by Mosley. She comes up with the basketball, and she's on the run. Pitches it outside to Cox. Cox takes it to the free throw line and misses. Dilworth with the rebound. Shot put up by Grovey, no good. The rebound by Burleson, no good. Waco takes it the other way. Waco's already got more points in the first half of this game than they scored the entire match against Temple when they first met. Burleson on the run. Good job by Cox to get down there and disturb the shot, make sure this is not made. Waco gets the basketball with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. And a 31-14 lead. Another three-pointer on its way by McWhorter. It's no good. Temple gets the rebound. Malaysia Burleson goes to the baseline quickly. And Dilworth is there to put it in. Her 6th point of the night, 4 in this quarter. Makes it a 15-point lead. Mosley slowing it down. She looks a little winded. McWhorter back to Mosley. Mosley looks to penetrate, dishes it off to King, and King drops it in for her 2nd basket of the night. Should be 33-16. There we go. Got it up on the scoreboard. Ball is knocked away. Good job by Mosley to make sure that Burleson couldn't get a handle on it. Now we got wholesale changes for Temple. Ziegler back into the game. Cortez stops, pops, and hits it. It's her first 2-point basket of the night. She's got 14. She's just a sophomore. Burleson tries to go all the way to the backboard, but you got 4 Waco Lions that converge on her to make sure she can't get there, but she's fouled on the floor. I believe they're going to call it on McKenna Kendricks. She's got 3 fouls off the bench. And we're going to get the 1-and-1 as they're in the bonus. Kendricks goes back to the bench and King back into the game. Malaysia Burleson, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. She gets 2 shots here. They say it was, well, at least that's what the referee was indicating. I thought they said it was on the floor and she was going for the 1-and-1. At any rate, she'll get the 2nd shot here. And it's good. Drops it back to a 17-point advantage. Good job of pitching it back out. Shot rolls off the back of the iron, but we have a foul underneath. Apparently Waco was trying to get position underneath. I believe they're going to call that on King, Katura King, her second. It'll send Brianna Sigler to the line. She's got 2 points for her first trip to the free throw line. Cox back into the game. She won't get the bonus as King gets the rebound for Waco High. Cox dribbles to the paint, puts up the shot. It's off the mark. Burleson with the rebound. Gets it off. And a good job by Pickett to put that one in. Fouled in the process. That's how you run a fast break. Grovey back in for Sigler for the Timcats. And Janisha Mosley going to come back in. Kayla Shaw saw a little bit of time on the court for Mervyn Brown. Pickett gets one more here. He drains that one. It's 3 of 6 from the line. Cortez able to get it across the line despite the fact she was tripped up. Pass is stolen away by Pickett, but they're going to call a foul on Pickett. Pickett says, I didn't hit her. It's just the second foul against the Timcats. I'm sorry, they call the foul on Waco. It's going to be on 11. Edtasia Cortez, that's her second. Temple working the ball around. Dilworth can't get the three to fall. Cortez on the run, lays it in and good. Edtasia Cortez, 16 points now here in the first half. Work it inside, finally get it to Burleson on the baseline, and she hits that one. She's got 7 all in this period. Waco a little careless with the basketball, taking it away. 37-23 our score. There goes Burleson. She trips and falls. Gonna call it on McWhirter. That'll be her first. That may put Temple in the double bonus here. Sigler checks in. Kayla Dilworth goes to the bench. Cortez gets a rest. Takira Young will take her place. Well, we thought. Maybe they'll do that after the shot. Alexis Lewis getting ready to check in for Temple. Yeah, it's double bonus time for Burleson. She misses the first one. Now we'll get the substitutes in, and it appears that Lewis is coming in for the shooter because she's still sitting in front of the scorer's table. She is just 3 from 6 from the free throw line after that miss. There goes Mosley. Tries to pass it off to Young, and Young has her shot blocked by Kazia Dilworth. Cox to inbound it. Looking possibly for Mosley. Pitches it out. Mosley's got it. Can't get it to fall, but it's foul called on Sigler. Mosley can't get that one to go. Just 2 points for the senior, Janisa Mosley. On a 2-point basket in the first quarter. It's her first chance at the free throw line. 2:01 left to go first half. She hits this one. 37-20, or make that 38-23. Waco on top by 15. Their biggest lead's been 19. Dilworth to Ziegler. In the corner to Lewis. Stolen away by Cox. She's going to the backboard. Can't get it to fall, though. Put back up, though, by Kendricks, and she's got her first 2 points of the night. Lead back to 17 at 40-23. Ziegler gets it to Dilworth. In the corner to Grovey. Working the left side, Grovey puts up the three-pointer, and it's good. Her second basket of the night, first three-pointer. Cuts it down to a 14-point advantage for Waco. Mosley with 1:10 left. Inside to Kendricks, it won't go. Temple runs with it after the rebound. In the corner to Grovey, back outside to Dilworth. To Grovey, she'll try from the right side, is off the mark with this one. Did a good job of putting the rebound back up and in by Pickett. That makes it a 12-point contest with under a minute to go. Waco led by 16 at the end of the first quarter. Cox brings it back out. Look for Cortez in the corner. Shot's no good. Excuse me, that's the Kira Young put up the shot. It's no good. It goes off of Temple, so Waco will inbounds underneath their own backboard with 19 seconds left to go. Cortez returns to the game. Sends Takira Young to the sideline. Bounce pass into Mosley. She'll make it fall. 5 points for Janisha Mosley. Temple has less than 10 seconds to go. Burleson throws up a wild shot out of nowhere. And Waco's just going to dribble out the rest of the time. We have reached halftime. And Waco High out on top of the league-leading Temple Timcats by a score of 42-28. Stay where you are. Second half action coming up in just a moment here on Waco ISD TV. Welcome back to the Waco High Gymnasium, where the Waco Lady Lions have a 14-point lead over the Temple Timcats at halftime by a score of 42-28. Lady Lions built a 16-point lead in the first quarter thanks to shots from outside the arc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 three-point baskets drained by Waco High in the first quarter. They were able to hit 2 from outside the arc in the second quarter, but Temple outscored Waco 19-17 in that second quarter to make it a 14-point game at half. The leading score at halftime belongs to the Lady Lions, Edtasia Cortez. The sophomore has 16. One other player in double figures for Waco, that's Parisha Cox with 11. Janisha Mosley has 5. Takira King has 4. 3 for Amia McWhorter and 2 for McKenna Kendricks. 6 players scoring for Waco in the first half. Temple is led by Chedrika Pickett and Walasia Burleson with 7 points apiece. Kayla Dilworth has 6, as does Corinne Grovey, and 2 points for Brianna Sigler off the bench. That's the first half scoring between the teams. Waco inbounded the ball, but Temple steals it away, and quickly Grovey has 2 points at the other end, making a 12-point game at 42-30. Mosley has the ball knocked away, stolen by Pickett. Pickett on the run to Grovey. Grovey can't get the shot to go, and Waco comes up with the rebound. Parisha Cox will take it all the way to the hoop. Now pitch it off in the corner to Cortez. Her three-pointer doesn't make it there, hits the front of the rim, but Cox has the rebound to Mosley from three. It's off the mark. Burleson coming down court with it. Good job by Cox to have position. And the ball is out of bounds off a Temple because Burleson's standing out of bounds when she touches it. Mosley will slow it down just a little bit. Eyeing what appears to be mostly a man-to-man defense for Temple. Mosley with the behind-the-back dribble off to Cox. She puts up the three. It's off the back of the iron. Gets the rebound thanks to McWhorter. Into the corner. Cortez. Looking for something to develop underneath. Gets it off to Mosley. Mosley will drive the hoop. Pitches it outside to McWhorter. Her three won't make it. And now Temple's on the run. A 2-on-1 break. Good job of passing the ball to get it to Dilworth for the basket. She's got 8. And now a timeout called by Bervin Brown. As once again, Temple shoots out with 4 quick points in the period and make it a 10-point game again. The Timcats from Temple have won their last 6 in a row. Their last loss was on December the 30th in the Sandra Meadows Classic up in Duncanville, where they lost to Liberty 42-37. Then again, they've only had 5 losses this year. They lost in the Bowie tournament to Judson. Non-district game to Liberty Hill. A tournament game at the Cowtown Classic to Irving MacArthur. And they lost 2 at that Sandra Meadows Classic for their 5 losses this year. Mosley guarded by Ziegler. Pitches it in the corner to Cox. Cox with the three. It won't go. As many threes as they hit the first quarter, they're not falling for him. Good job by Cox to get back quickly on defense, but unable to save it from going out of bounds. Waco trying to hold on to a lead, which was 19 at one point. That was in the second quarter. Three-pointer goes down for Ziegler. She's got 5. Leads down to 7. Cortez looking to get inside. Puts it off to Cox. Cox can't penetrate. She's cut off by Dilworth. Off to Mosley. Mosley looking to penetrate. Has her pocket picked by Pickett, but she gets it right back. Now we have a little bit of anger between those two players. Pickett and Mosley are not real happy with each other, but a good job of teammates getting in and separating the combatants. Now the officials are going to talk with each other and decide what they're going to do. Well, I couldn't see exactly what they were calling for fouls. Really, the only player in foul trouble is McKenna Kendricks off the Waco bench with 3. So there's got to be at least a foul on Janisha Mosley. I'm going to believe one on Jakayla Dilworth as well. And whether or not we're going to shoot a double technical here, I'm waiting to see. But Jakayla Dilworth is at the line for the first time tonight. And hits the first one. I'm not sure what's going on here. But they normally shoot 2 fouls for technicals. Temple's going to get the ball, so apparently that technical has gone against Janisha Mosley. Mosley not in the game right now as Kendricks is taken over. Burleson pitches it out to Ziegler. She'll drain the 3 again. That's her spot. And now a timeout called by Bervin Brown as his 19-point lead is now dwindled down to 3. $11-0 for the Timcats here in the third quarter. Within the first 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Mosley remains on the bench for Waco. Got McQuarter, Kendricks, Ebron, that's Berkayla Shaw, number 32 in the game, along with Cox and Cortez. Waco loses the ball. Temple has it. Tried to break it down low to Grovey, and she was looking for the shot. Temple going to a full court press. Now we get Ebron into the game for Shaw for Waco High. McQuarter being double teamed in the backcourt is going to be fouled. I believe it was on 31. Azia Dilworth, that's her first. Second team foul on Temple. Cox once again is fouled as Dilworth picks up her second quickly. Waco loses it out of bounds. Ebron could not handle the pass. And Temple has the basketball within 3 points of tying this game up for the first time since we tipped it off. Here goes Grovey. She won't get it to fall. Burleson with the rebound. She can't get it to go. Dilworth can't get it to go, but she's fouled, putting it back up after the rebound. Foul's going to be on Ebron. It's her first. And now we have a timeout called. Again, Waco shot out to a 16-point first quarter lead. They extended it to much as 19 during the second quarter, but Temple able to come back at the free throw line in the second quarter and get within 14 at halftime. But Waco High is still stuck at the 42 points that they had at halftime. And we played 3 minutes and 6 seconds in the third quarter. Temple, meanwhile, has put 11 points on the board to make it just a 3-point contest. Kayla Dilworth, 1 for 1 at the free throw line. Make it 2 for 2. It's a 1-point game, 42-41. Cox saves it from going out of bounds. Gets it up court quickly, tries to pass it off, and it's knocked out of bounds by Temple. Kendricks was waiting for it underneath the basket, but the Timcats got a hand on it. So Cox will inbound it. Gets it out to Cortez. It's a screen from Cox, but takes it back to the left side. To Ebron in the corner. That's McQuarter. Back to Cortez. Some fancy dribbling to keep away from Ziegler. Puts it off to McQuarter. McQuarter has that pass knocked away, and Temple has a chance to take the lead. Temple with some good rebounding and putting him back up as Azia Dilworth has a chance at the free throw line to tie it and maybe take the lead. I believe Kendricks just picked up her fourth foul. Off the front of the iron. That's her first chance at the free throw line. She's 0 for 1, has no points in the game. Ebron goes to the bench. Katura King, the freshman, checks in. Dilworth drains that one and ties it up. With 4:35 left to go in the third quarter. In about 8 minutes of play, that 19-point lead that Waco High enjoyed in the second quarter has melted away. Looking to get the inbounds pass, gets it to Cox. She's double teamed in the corner, asking for help. Ball stolen away by Temple. Going to be a jump ball. Alternate possession belongs to Temple. Temple with a chance to get the lead. Played some outstanding defense here in the third quarter. They've held Waco scoreless. Inbounds pass to Dilworth. It's good for the two, and they have the lead. With 4:15 in the third quarter. Ball knocked away from Cortez, controlled by McWhirter. Shot won't fall. Burleson quickly down court, throws it past Dilworth out of bounds. Good job by Marisha Cox to be back there to deny her the basket. Cortez back to Cox. Cox will take it into the lane. Her shot's blocked by Ziegler. 3-on-1 break. Ziegler will take it coast to coast and put it in. 46-42. Temple's lead is 4 and their biggest, and now a foul called on Zia Dilworth, her second. Checking in for Temple is Alexis Lewis. Give Jacayla Dilworth a rest. Cortez double teamed in the backcourt, gets it off to Cox. Cox able to throw the ball, but Ziegler gets to it. A traveling violation against Temple called, so Waco will get the basketball back. Little hully-gully going here. Cox looking to see where she can find some offense. McWhirter on the right side gets it off to King. Back to McWhirter. Temple playing tenacious man-to-man defense here. McWhirter is held up in the corner. Cox steals it, but Pickett has it and goes to the backboard and good with it. 48-42. Temple with a 6-point lead. Cox will go to the backboard and get this with the fall. That is the first 2 points for Waco. In the second half, it comes with 2:48 left to go in the third quarter. 2-point game, 48-42. For as hot as they were in the first quarter, they're absolutely cold here in the third. Wild shot put up by Pickett, but she draws the foul. Going to be on Katura King. I have that as her third. Jedricka Pickett at the line. She is 3 for 7 from the charity stripe. 50% now. Kira Young comes into the game for Waco. Back-to-back free throws makes it a 6-point game at 50-44. Jump ball. That'll be Waco's ball on alternate possession. Temple doing a good job hustling and trapping here in the third quarter and has erased Waco High's 14-point halftime lead and has surpassed it. Cox looking for some help on the left side, gets it off to Cortez. Back to Cox. Cox will put up the three, it's no good. Young has the rebound, tries to pitch it back out, but Ziegler steals it. Cox steals it right back. Cox along the far side, stops and knocks it off of Ziegler out of bounds. Oh, they call the foul on Ziegler. That's her second. Scoreboard shows 14 fouls for each team. Zia Dilworth checks in with 2 fouls. And Jacayla Dilworth back in with 2 fouls. Minute 55 left to go, third quarter. Waco High trying to get more than 2 points in the period. Cortez, bounce pass to Cox, her three-pointer off the mark. King can't get the rebound. Burleson gets it off to Grovey, and Grovey lays it in. Got 4 points in the period and 10 for the game. Minute 35 left to go. Cortez will have her shot blocked by Burleson. Burleson on the run to the other end. Won't get the shot to fall because Takira Young fouls her in the process. Waco High has been outscored 24-2 in this third quarter. And that has erased a 14-point Waco High halftime lead and given the Timcats an 8-point lead here in the third quarter. Waco High had a 25-point first quarter. Waco just needs to get a few more points here in the third quarter, figure out a way to stop turning the ball over against Temple's press. Next action we'll have for you on Waco ISD TV will be a boys game that we will record on January 30th here at the Waco High Gymnasium when the Waco High boys host College Station. Be sure to stay tuned to Waco ISD TV for the best in Waco ISD high school sports. Malaysia Burleson will be at the line, shooting a pair. She's 3 of 6 from the free throw line so far. So 7 points in the game, misses this one. Can't get that one to go either. Grovey with the rebound, and the putback is good. She's got 12 points in the game now. A 10-point lead for the Timcats. Cox goes to the left baseline, takes it to the backboard, can't get it to fall. Dilworth with the rebound. Temple on the run. King cuts her off for the moment. Gets it off to her sister. Bounce pass inside to Burleson. Burleson knocks down a Waco Lion and then picks up the foul on the shuffle for the basketball. So for Burleson, that's her second. Ball goes over to Waco. 5 team fouls against Waco in the half, 4 against Temple. Temple's been fairly foul-free. 2 each for Ziegler, Jacayla Dilworth, Burleson, and Zia Dilworth. Nobody really in foul trouble. McWhorter takes the inbounds pass, gets it off to Cortez. Cortez harassed by Grovey. McWhirter looking for something inside. Can't get anything there as she's guarded by Burleson. Gets by Burleson. Her pass, though, is knocked away. Hebron tries to go in the corner. It's knocked out of bounds by Pickett. 31.5 seconds left for Temple. Ziegler comes in. Burleson goes to the bench. Hebron in the corner. Tries to go along the baseline and loses it out of bounds. Dribbled it off her foot. Temple quickly inbounds. Got 25 seconds left in the period to extend their 10-point lead. Ziegler spots up for the three, and that has been her spot here in the third quarter. She's got 11 in the quarter and 13 for the game. It's a 13-point lead. Cox can't get her three-pointer to go, but she's fouled. Grovey picks up her first foul. Cox should be shooting three. 5.3 seconds left in the third quarter. This is the first one. Waco just 1 of 4 from the free-throw line. They haven't had very many opportunities. Well, they're going to give her just 2. I could have sworn that was a three-point shot. They get the shot off at the buzzer, but no good for Temple. So we head to the final period with Temple on top of Waco by a score of 57-44. As Waco only got 2 points in the period. And for Temple, 11, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23, 29 points in the period for Temple. Big third quarter for the Timcats. Both offensively and defensively as they held Waco high to just 1 2-point basket by Parisha Cox. You can see why the Timcats are undefeated in league play. Again, after the night, they just have 2 games left on the schedule. They are at home against College Station and then finish off at Bryan. They don't play again until February the 2nd. They'll have a bye this coming Friday. Irvin Brown wants to make sure he's got the right 9 on the court to start the fourth quarter. So he puts King, Cox, Kendricks, McWhirter, and Cortez out there. Three-pointer from Grovey is no good. Cortez has the rebound. Quickly down court to Cox. Cox takes it to the baseline, puts up a shot that's no good, but a foul is going to be called on Temple. She had her feet set, but she kept moving into Cox as Zia Dilworth picks up her third. And Parisha Cox goes to the free throw line where she is 0 for 3. 0 for 4. Waco has not made but 1 basket in the second half. Finally hit a free throw. Gives Cox 14 points for Waco. Grovey out top to Dilworth, over to Ziegler. That's her spot. She misses it this time. And a foul called against Grovey. That'll be her second. Burleson will come back in for Temple. Grovey will go to the bench. And that's the 8th team foul against Temple, so Waco is in the bonus with Cox at the line and misses the first in. Won't get the second chance. Dilworth with the rebound. 57-45, 7:20 left in the game. King harassing Dilworth, gets it off to Ziegler, back to Dilworth. Inside to Burleson. And a whistle and a foul. I believe that's going to be on 33, King. I have her with 4 fouls now. Okay, so 55 or 33. No, they said 55. Yeah, that is the 5th foul on McKenna Kendricks off the bench. So her night is through with 7:10 left to go in the contest. It'll bring Deanna Ebron, the senior, back into the game. Good passing by Temple. Get it into Pickett in the paint, and Pickett drops it in. She's got 13 in the game. 14-point lead for Temple. 59-45. Waco led by 14 at halftime. And outscored by 28 here in the second half. Pass inside, knocked away by Temple. Burleson, a 2-on-2 break, gets it off to Ziegler. She goes back inside to Burleson. Burleson is hammered by Ebron as she goes to the hole. Ebron's second foul. Burleson is 3 of 8 from the free throw line. 0 for 2 here in the second half. She hits them both to give Temple their biggest lead at 16 points with 6:38 to go in the game. After Waco had a 19-point lead at one point. Ebron looking inside. Can't find anybody to throw the ball to. Now finally gets it to Cox. Cox picked up by Pickett. Temple staying in that tenacious man-to-man defense. Pickett tried to stop the dribble. Cox trying to go inside, nothing there. Temple showing some good defense, denying Waco a chance to drive the paint. Waco had an outstanding first quarter thanks to the 3 ball, but they have been very unsuccessful with 3 balls here in the second half. Ebron can't get that one to go. They hit 7 3-point baskets in the first half. It was in the first quarter. They have not hit one in the second half. Now Temple will slow it down. Pickett drops it inside to Dilworth. Her shot's no good. Burleson fights for the rebound with Ebron. Let's see who they call the foul on. Foul's going to be on Temple. Burleson picks up her 3rd. I believe that's going to be the 10th foul against Temple, and that'll give the double bonus to Ebron. Ebron with no points tonight. Alexis Lewis comes into the game for Temple. Ebron won't get the bonus. Well, they say that's just the 9th foul, not the 10th. So it was just 1 and 1. Lewis gets it back out to Dilworth. She'll drop it inside to Burleson, and she'll get that to go. First basket of the second half for Burleson. 63-45. Now it's a 19-point lead and a foul called on Temple. It's either Ziegler or Pickett. It's going to be Ziegler. Picks up her 3rd foul. Now that's the 10th foul, and that'll send Cortez to the line for 2. She has not had an opportunity from the free throw line. Misses that one. Gets that one to go. Quickly down court to Lewis. Lewis to the backboard. Won't go. Gets her own rebound, puts it up. Waco rebounds. Cox with a 1-on-3 break. She'll stop for the three-pointer and drain it. First three-point basket for Cox in the second half. She's got 4 of them tonight. She's got 17 points this evening. Pickett passes it down inside to Burleson. King with the rebound for Waco. 63-49 our score. Temple looking to secure first place in the district with a win here tonight. Scramble for the basketball. It's finally cleared out by Temple. Parrish has her pocket picked by Parisha Cox, and she can't get it to go on the lay-in. She'll try to get the ball back from Burleson. Burleson saves it to Lewis. Off to Dilworth. Dilworth in the corner to Sigler. She likes that shot, won't make it, but underneath, Pickett tries to put it up and in, but she's fouled. Going to be on Cortez. Sophomore Edtasia Cortez, her second foul. She's got 17 points on the night. Pickett at the line. He's got 13. Make it 14 with that one. She's had 10 opportunities at the free throw line now and made 6 of them. Got that one to roll over the front iron. 65-49, Temple on top. Cox will take another 3 and make it rattle home. He's got 7 in the period, 9 for the half, and 20 for the game. Grovey hits the 2-pointer. She's got 8 points in the half and 14 for the game. Cortez looking at the basket, guarded by Ziegler, backs back out. Tries to throw it outside, and it's blocked by Pickett. Ziegler on the run with Pickett. Spin move, can't get it to go, and they call traveling on her. 2:50 left to play. 67-52 the score, Temple on top. Have an injury at the Waco end of the court. Tasia Cortez being helped to her feet. Limping a little bit as she heads to the sideline. That's a big injury for Waco High, especially with Janisa Mosley on the bench. Waco inbounds the basketball, trailing by 15. And 5-second violation. They guarded Cox long enough to get the 5-second violation. Grovey gets it outside to Dilworth. They play pitch and catch on the right side. running Kayla Shaw to death. Now they go inside to Kayla Dilworth. Shot won't fall. It's off the Temple, out of bounds. It's Waco's basketball. 2:05 left to play. Cox off to McWhorter. McWhorter to the baseline on the right side, gets open and makes it go. That's just her first basket of the second half. She's got 5 after a 3-point basket in the first quarter. 100 seconds left to this one. Temple looking for their 10th win against no losses in district play. They're just running some clock now, waiting for something to open up underneath, just like that. Dilworth to Dilworth. Jacayla Dilworth gets the basket. She's got 15 in the game. McWhorter looks to drive the hoop, has the ball taken away by Pickett. Pickett stops, let Cox go by, can't get the shot, but she traveled on the stop. Cortez going to come back into the game for Waco. Pickett again has the basketball, going the other way with under a minute to go. She's going to be fouled by Parisha Cox. That's her second foul. Five Timcats in double figures at this point in the game. 15 apiece for Jacayla Dilworth and Pickett. 14 for Grovey. 13 for Sigler. Pickett just hits that one to get to 16 points to lead Temple now. Malaysia Burleson also has 10. It's that one to give her 17. Jaleesa Perez checks in for the first time this evening for Temple. As we're inside the final minute of play, Cortez back into the game after the injury. Ball goes out of bounds off the Temple. Waco High inbound with 46 seconds to go. Got a foul underneath on Jaleesa Perez, her first. Parisha Cox will go to the line with her 20 points. Able to get the second one to go. 71-55. Ball stolen by Cortez. She now has 19. 21 for Cox to lead Waco scoring. Pass down to the baseline, shot put up and no good by Elijah Hall. Waco comes out with it with 15 seconds to go. Off to Cox. Cox will lay it in and have 23 now for the night. Ball knocked out of bounds. Temple loses it. Little good defense there from King for Waco High. 5 seconds to go. Cortez looking to get it in to McWhorter. McWhorter looking for the final shot. Gets it off to Cortez. That's going to be it. Our final score is Temple 71 and Waco 59. Parisha Cox leads all scorers tonight with 23, but only one other teammate in double figures. That was Antasia Cortez with 19. Temple with 5 players in double figures, led by the 17 points from Chadrika Pickett. 15 points for Jacayla Dilworth, 14 for Corin Grovey, and 13 for Brianna Ziegler. And they come away with the 71-59 win to run Temple's record to 24-5 on the year. They are 10-0 in district play and will be the district champions as they have a 3-game lead with only 2 games left on their schedule. Meanwhile, the Waco Lady Lions fall to 11-19 on the year and 3-6 in league play. They got 3 games left. They most likely need to win out if they want to make the playoffs. Want to thank our Waco ISD crew for helping us bring the pictures and descriptions of this game to you. That includes Jesse Maldonado, Leslie Ugaldi, Tyrell McSpadden, Ricky Mazza, David Ellis, and Jesse Pateo. Certainly appreciate all your work. Again, the final score tonight, Waco High loses to Temple by a score of 71-59. Until next time, I'm Lark Smith bidding you a good evening from the Waco High Gymnasium.